On a day like this, the atmosphere gets to you, whoever you are. Whether you're Joe Corrigan playing in your 22nd derby, a £1 million player like Gary Birtles, a 19-year-old making a derby debut like Steve Mackenzie, or a man who has known derby games in Glasgow as well as Manchester, as Lou Macari has. On a day like this, no one is immune from nerves. City, though, have the advantage of virtually a full squad to choose from. The only casualty for them is Phil Boyer. And the only overnight dilemma for manager John Bond was the right back spot, and that stays with Tony Henry. So City are in fact unchanged. United, though, continue to be dogged by misfortune. They're again without their two Scottish internationals, Gordon McQueen and Joe Jordan. That means that Lou Macari, who had a day in bed this week with a heavy cold, will operate up front with Gary Birtles. And of course, a day on which Dave Sexton, after such a disappointing season, has a great deal of pressure on his shoulders. And as Manchester United prepare to start this 102nd League derby, they have an advantage of 9 victories, 38 to 29, and they begin this one attacking the goal to our right. Red shirts, white shorts, Manchester City, all light blue. Bennett is offside. First decision of the game for Mr. Mills. Quite straightforward. Linesman's flag up quickly. Dave Bennett caught. Very cold afternoon, but the pitch in nice condition. Gary Bennett. Coming in behind Birtles, jump and trying to play it on for Birtles. Booth turn, put it out for the throw. They were called back for a City free kick. Wilkins. Awful lot of passes being intercepted. Curry, and a good break here by Duxbury on his left foot. A whisker away for the youngster. Made his debut in the derby game at Old Trafford earlier. Almost made a name for himself in the early stages of this one with a left foot shot that just whizzed past Corrigan's far post. Mike Duxbury, and now Corrigan with the goal kick. De Gauw. Bennett, and his heels tapped by Ulverston. Hutchison will take the free kick. Booth is up on the edge of the penalty area, and over comes the free kick, and it's looking for Booth, but Birtles heads it out for a corner. Corner to be taken by Parr. City clustering on the near post, making no secret that that's their tactic at corners, and it almost worked for them too. It could yet. McDonald really should have blasted it when he thought he had enough time just to try and lift it over, and in the end it was neither one thing nor the other. Corner played to the near post there, didn't really touch anybody. But then when it was only half cleared, McDonald had time, tried to side foot it, didn't get enough elevation. Wilkins, Birtles, a foot too high there by Tommy Booth. And Ray Wilkins will take the free kick. Played short to Birtles, back again. McDonald, Reeves, Buchan tangling for the ball, winning it cleanly. One back by Mackenzie for Hutchison. And Hutchison, a nice pass for Reeves. Real chance here. Ball wouldn't settle. Can he make it yet? And it was blocked, and it's a corner. But there was a gorgeous ball played through there by Tommy Hutchison. And it then just would not settle for Reeves. Best through ball of the game so far, and then it won't settle anywhere where he wants it. So he tries to come right, and then he can't find the angle for the shot before it's turned out for a corner. But Hutchison has looked for one player who has the confidence to put his foot on the ball. Now then, Reeves couldn't do anything, but it's still a scramble in there. Referee has given a free kick for holding down. Dave Sexton, no doubt, as disappointed as everybody else that neither side has really got to grips with the game. McElroy into space for Wilkins. That was nicely played, and Birtles is on the left. And a chance here to make a break. Corrigan has come, and what a very good bit of goalkeeping that was. Bennett. And it's gone off Alveston to Bailey, but it was the goalkeeper at the other end who did so well there. Birtles was put through to chase a ball from Wilkins, and it was falling very awkwardly. Corrigan had to come out of the area, and that meant he had to use his feet, and it was a very good tackle. Hutchison for Mackenzie, and Hutchison goes on in the middle to join Bennett, Reeves and Parr. Fell behind the wall and then off Coppell. The most extraordinary ball from Coppell, and he will have been the most relieved man at Maine Road to see that skid all the way through to Gary Bailey. Can't think it was really what he intended. Reed. Mackenzie gives it away. Coppell. Birtles. Touch from Wilkins, but Coppell was closed down. Reed made life very difficult for him. Booth. Coppell nips in. Nicol tries to cross, but Parr intercepts. Wattles. Wilkins. Nicol. Wilkins. Good intention here. Down goes Nicol, but not a foul. I think it was as much a slip as anything. John Bond as impassive as his opposite number. Moran, Coppell, Booth, MacDonald. United throw-in. Wilkins pulls it across, header out by Gow, Nicol. Moran, but he hits his own man, Nicol. And that was a trip by Wilkins on Parr. That brings the game's first booking. Ray Wilkins apologises, gives his name to Mr. Mills, accepting that the referee had no option but to caution him for that. Although one would say it was a matter of mistiming rather than malice. Here's the foul. It came as City were threatening on the break. Oh, that's a booking, all right. MacDonald forward. It's a good jump by Duxbury. Wilkins, a bad pass, giving it to Hutchison. Setting up a Manchester City attack. A shot from Hutchison on the half volley, picked up by Bailey. Opting for the shot, and those low down that bounce in front of the goalkeeper are not always easy, but Bailey had got behind it, which is the important thing. 45 minutes gone, no goals. The nearest we've come, Kevin Reeves, a chance for Manchester City that wouldn't settle for him. Mike Duxbury, a chance for Manchester United that he pulled just wide of the post. Manchester City start us off again, and there is at least one worthwhile omen in the record books that's perhaps worth quoting, and that is that we haven't had a goalless draw in a Manchester derby since 1974, so we've got 45 minutes for them to find a goal or two here. McDonald, Wilkins, and then Gow goes over, and that's the first free kick of the second half. It's one of those classic games when the fear of losing gets the upper hand over the desire to win. Hutchison, Henry again, and that's a good early cross. Bennett, well saved by Bailey. That's the best moment of the game so far. Nice cross, good effort by Bennett, good save by Bailey. Henry popping up here in an attacking position and showing how to cross. Bennett was free, Bailey made an excellent save. Birtles, Nicol, Dennis Churt warming up, the Manchester City substitute. Nicol heading down, Power, Reeves. Mackenzie to cross, studs from Nicol and a clearance from Moore. McDonald, Parr finds Gow, Mackenzie, and Mackenzie to Bennett. This looks a bit more promising from City. Bennett slipping it on, Parr pulls back, Mackenzie! Well, it was a move that probably would have deserved a goal in any game, and as moves go in this game, it was a real gem. Patient build-up by City. At last they were finding their men, and at last it played off. Getting towards the end of it now, as Mackenzie plays it out to Bennett. Bennett turns outside on for Power. Power's pulled back, and in goes Mackenzie. So it's 1-0 to Manchester City in the 14th minute of the second half. McElroy for United. Macari, McElroy, Koppel here. Header away by Booth. This is a different game now. Parr. Moran. Koppel. Birtles, still Birtles, well saved by Corrigan on the edge of his 6-yard area. Birtles whose shot it was, Corrigan whose save it was. City banners flying. Macari. Birtles, Henry chasing back to get goal side of him and gets in a tackle, but Birtles retains the ball. McElroy looking for a shooting angle. Wilkins was blocked, gets another try, he's blocked again, and then it's Nicol wide. And Power did some good work there. Wilkins had a couple of shots, but both were blocked. McElroy went dancing in well. Then Reed couldn't touch it. But Power did well to block Wilkins once, then twice. And now Booth comes out as Nicol shoots wide. Wilkins, Birtles. Wilkins, Koppel. There were two challenges, but then Booth robs Birtles. Hutchison. Bennett. Bennett on for Parr. Cross for Mackenzie, and there was a well-timed run too by Tommy Booth. one out for a corner. Booth, who doesn't often score, got one last week against Peterborough and was in there looking for another one. Good cross played in there, and Booth was in hunting, but just the ball knocked out for a corner before he could make any sort of decisive contact. This will be marked down as time wasting. Anyway, the ball headed out by Moore and back again to Hutchison. Hutchison's cross comes over again, Reeves, and he got too much of a deflection on it. Then back by Mackenzie, power! Couple of bounces into the arms of Bailey. Bailey long to see if he can get McGarvey away. It's good thinking by Henry. Knocked it across to the far side where there was space. Power's header, chased on by Bennett. Nickel back. Bailey saves the ball from going for a corner. McGarvey, promising looking control from McGarvey, but he lost it eventually to Reed. So now it's Mackenzie to Hutchison. Bennett, Hutchison couldn't take it. And Dave Sexton's last hopes of pulling something out of the season crumbling in front of his eyes here. Well, it's not much added on. To the City fans, the jubilation. To Steve Mackenzie, the goal. But after it, the inquests on what has been another very disappointing Manchester derby. It ends Manchester City 1, Manchester United 0.